Yeah.
Order filled. Check us out.
You know what time it is.
This is a Mighty Soldiers exclusive.
Yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it.
What's up, guys? Andy with Mighty Soldiers Trades. So we have a really special guest for you guys today. I am super excited. We have Lia The Trader. She is here with us today, guys. I have a ton that I'm seeing her TikToks all the time. I'm watching her videos. I saw her on Lead Lag Report with Michael Guyad, and I'm just going to go ahead and bring Lia on. How you doing today, Lia?
Hi, hello. Thank you for having me. I'm good. Thanks.
So that's so awesome that you were on Lead Lag Report. I got the chance to be on one of the podcasts there. I really look up to him, but your interview, I'd seen it twice so far, and it's pretty great, pretty awesome stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, it was the neuroscience around trading. That was quite fun.
So it's my understanding that you are more on the trading psychology side of this whole thing?
Yeah, so I trade myself for 3 years now, and I do a lot of trading psychology coaching, webinars, and create a lot of videos about the topic, because I find it very important.
So basically, trading is incredibly risky. If you don't mind, I'm just going to get right into this. How do you recommend that traders? How do you recommend that traders get their feet wet? If we just want to get into this as to like as far as like new traders, I didn't know what I was doing, and I'm sure that a lot of traders don't know what they're doing. There's an incredible amount of risk and anxiety and stress that comes with this once we actually start putting on trades. I know I'm just jumping right in here, but is there anything that you recommend that they do just to sort of start to get a feel for the markets and an idea of what they want before they even actually become a trader, before they actually start putting on live trades?
Yeah, what I just a quick intro. So I used to be a marriage counselor and intimacy coach for 10 years. And in COVID, I became a trader. So now I've shifted the psychology coaching into trading coaching. And what I learned, it's very similar in both, right? It's human psychology. What I see new traders doing without really spending time on research and education and practicing, they just jump straight into trading because we all want to make money, and it's a great feeling to make money. But as I learned from my own, if you want to trade the short way will usually be the longest way. It just doesn't work that way. Trading is a profession as any other. If you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, or anything you want to do, you have to go to school, you have to learn, you have to mainly practice. So I always tell traders to be very patient. And the psychology is super important, and people don't really pay attention to it. A lot of times it's hard for men to understand that they have feelings around trading, because men are sadly raised in societies that are not allowing men to have feelings. So we do have feelings. We're all humans, and fear is the strongest emotion that we can have, stronger than anger and love or joy or any of them. So we all have fear, right? And new traders, they want to start. They might be just paralyzed to start because market is this huge unknown. They don't really know where to start, how to start. So I always say education, research, find people that you trust, that you believe they are good, but research them that they're good. Ask if they have an idea about trade, about a company. Don't just blindly buy. Don't just hop into things. Just really double and triple check, because I've been there myself. When I believed people, they told me these are the best companies to buy. I bought them and I lost a ton of money in 2021, which it was traumatizing. And then you get stuck in these losses. So fear is a hard one to overcome, but it's possible. I always tell people mindset is everything. Every day is a new day. When you're starting the new day, you can start from scratch. Every day the market opens, right? Almost every day. So you can start from scratch. It doesn't matter what losses you had in the past. The bell rings and it's a new day, and you want to come as a new person with new rules that you're going to follow. And it's a constant work. You will never be perfect. People need to realize you will never be perfect, and you will never be right all the time. A lot of people are not comfortable with being wrong. We don't want to be wrong usually in our lives, but in trading, you will be wrong almost half of the time. So you need to get comfortable with that. That's like a very big learning.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to be rude, but as far as introducing Lia, I've seen so many amazing things. I saw that you were in New York Post. You're an author, and like I said, you were on Lead Lag Report. I've seen you in multiple podcasts. So one of the things I did want to say is that we don't have to trade to be successful, but committing to massive amounts of action and putting in work I've never seen anybody that's doing that not succeed yet, or or like if I always told my kids this, that basically if you aim really high, you're going to get closer to that target than if you aim at what's easy for you. And I see you doing that. You're aiming high and you're putting in the work. That's something I look up to. And yes, as far as trading though, and fear goes and stuff like that, earlier today, the day wasn't looking so great, for me, for my setups and everything. So I decided I was going to trade the MES, and I accidentally traded the ES, which is at least 5 times the risk. And when I did that, we had talked about that right before the show, but when I did that, surprisingly, I got out. I didn't hold it and try to run into bigger profit or anything. I just, if I make a mistake, I just want to clear out that mistake and then come back and hit it the right way. But anyways, when I did that, I started getting like this anxiety feeling after the trade was done. And that was surprising to me, because I was like, what is going on? Why do I need to settle down after this?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was not your cup of tea, and that's what I always advise traders to do. If trade make you nervous, you get anxiety, elevated heart rate, you can do 2 things. You're trading something super volatile that you cannot stomach it, and it's okay. Maybe you're trading crazy stocks that are moving. Maybe you're trading penny stocks. Like, I don't know, there are stocks that are much more volatile than the others. So maybe settle for Apple and SPY for the beginning. Or you have a big position. Maybe you're not comfortable with the risk, or maybe some people do not have a stop loss and they look, oh my God, I spent $8,000 on this trade. What if it goes to 0? So there are ways to manage this fear, because you can say, okay, I'm practicing for a year or 6 months until I have a strategy that works. I'm only going to risk $20 on a trade or $50. I do not advise paper trading, because I tried it and I'm just like joking around with that. It's not real money. You will not have the same feeling with paper trades. I advise to use paper trading when you are learning how to use the platform, to know how to execute fast. Sure, that's great, or hotkeys. But once you know that, you want to trade with real money. But then again, like when the fear shows up, try to size down or try to change the equity. Or if you're day trading options, maybe it's not for you. I have a hard time to day trade options also on weeklies, or now the 0 DTs. I have a hard time because it's so volatile. I can't react fast to sell, or to have a stop loss in place, or even like you get really bad fills on many brokers on those options. So I don't trade it. But some people tell me, oh, but Lia, I've been trading half year, and every time I go into a trade, even if it's a smaller position, I'm nervous. So then you have to go deeper. Why are you nervous? If you're risking only $50 on a trade, is it too much money for you still? Or you just don't want to be wrong? Or is it your ego? Or why are you scared? The only thing that can happen is if you have a stop loss, that you lose $50, okay, or $20, whatever feels right to you. And that's kind of a thing you can calm yourself down. But with you, I understand. Like futures, I don't trade futures. I would not touch it as well, because the risk is just too crazy for me. I might get there.
I mean, the risk was unbelievable. I probably could have lost like $10,000 within the blink of an eye if it would have went the wrong way. It could have been really bad, really quick. And I wasn't even trying to make much money today. I was just, I do like to get a feel for the market. I am risky. I started trading penny stocks, and I don't mind trading on days when other people are like, I don't touch it. Like an 8-day is more risky, but I understand, and it's a riskier play, so I have to take that into consideration. But yeah, this was something that definitely got my heart rate up, and I don't even know why, because after I got out is when it happened, and I should be calm, but here I'm like kind of nervous about playing my next trade, and I didn't understand why am I even feeling this,
Yeah, because you were not in control, like we are never in control of the market and of the outcome, but we can be in control of our setup and of our emotion. And for me personally, when I lose on a trade that I had a perfect setup, there was like a breakout that I wanted to take, the tape was showcasing that it's going my direction, everything, the probability was there, and I take the trade and I have my stop loss and the trade goes against me, because it can happen. I'm not as upset. I take it, okay, next one. But if I make a stupid mistake that I wasn't in control of my emotions, that's when I have a hard time. That's when I'm like feeling bad about myself, because I broke my rules. And I think the rules are really important. And I was breaking them the first 2 years all the time. But I was lucky in 2020 when I started because everything just went up. So I would be buying like massive amounts of shares and I was making money on pretty much every trade. So I don't consider it learning, but 21, I really got into it and I I put thousands of hours into trading and learning trading. And now I'm very strict. Like I'm literally strict. Like I had an amazing day today. I traded 3 stocks and all of them went really well. So I made like great money today. And I might have been lucky. I might pick the right trade. Sometimes you pick a perfect setup and it just dies on you. So yeah, it's just all these rules, and I always tell people follow them, because otherwise you will never be able to even learn if the strategy works. If you're going to be constantly micromanaging the trade, like you will never really be able to do research on if it works.
And I'd seen that you had brought up position sizing as the primary way of learning. I don't recommend anybody just go and put on real money trades or anything. Do your research and seek the professionals and everything. But I think for those of us that do, and from what I understand from what you said, starting with the most minute position sizing is key.
Yeah, because then you can already see, like when I started trading, I remember the first time I was trading some right that was barely moving, or REIT. I'm sorry, English is my fourth language. REITs, and it was barely moving. But I remember when the trade went against me, I freaked out and I like closed it immediately. I lost like $100 and I was like, it was the worst disaster for me because I lost. You know what I mean? So like even if you trade with a small amount, you can feel the emotions and you can learn how you're going to approximately feel when you take real trades.
See, I had quite the opposite happen. I accidentally got profit at first. I had put on a trade on the mobile app, and pretty much the whole thing crashed on me. And by the time I pulled it back up, I was making like more money than I've ever made in that amount of time ever. So I closed that really quick, thinking, wow, this is what's possible. And then it was consistently like a slap in the face after that, over and over and over. But that brings me to my next question. So, do you do anything beforehand to prepare yourself for
yeah. Of course, yeah. Usually I read a lot after the market closes. I like to look at the trades I took to just analyze what I did right, what I did wrong. And in the morning, I'm up 7:30 usually. And at 8 o'clock, I look a little bit. And then at 8:30, I start looking a lot. And then 9:15, I'm like ready to go. I know approximately what I'm going to trade, which can also change the moment the market opens. I don't trade the first 5 to 10 minutes, to be honest, usually. And I wait and see what's going to happen, because it's just crazy volatility. And yeah. And then I prepare a lot. Yeah, I like to look at the charts, and I also like to back trade. On like TradeSpider, TradingView. You can use these platforms. I usually use TradingView. Actually, I never really back traded with TradeSpider, but it's a great one too. A lot of great platforms you can use, and yeah, back trade. Like just see how the candles develop. Like how I don't use too many indicators anymore. When I started, I used like so many. It was ridiculous. And now I just try to simplify it when I day trade, always on multiple time frames, of course, to see the trend. I try to not go against the trend, which I have been doing in the past when I was learning. I would fight the trend all the time. It was just disaster as well. So there are so many rules and so many things we learn, right? And we will always learn. We will always make mistakes. Well, you've been trading for a long time, and you also got like nervous when you traded something you don't know. But the good thing is you got out, because I learned these mistakes too. When you make a mistake with the position size, you may buy more shares than you planned or more contracts, just close it, because you don't want to be risking it and cause yourself a terrible disaster at the end.
Well, this is definitely a journey. And one of the things that I saw that you said is basically I believe you said that if you want to succeed, you have to have discipline. And when I had started out, I was more like, this is going to work because I know that it's going to work. Like I was going to, I don't know, kind of like I was going to push it and force it to happen or something. I don't know what I was thinking, but, and then I thought like, these were these things where you're going to hit one day. Like one day, one of these have to hit like a gamble. Like you're going to get big on one of them. And neither one of those things really happened for me. But the discipline, like you said, that was the key. That's where I found that we can develop consistency.
Yeah, with discipline is very interesting, because in every other work, even when you're a hockey player or tennis player, you're Tiger Woods, and you make a mistake, you're gonna still get paid. You're gonna still be Tiger Woods. You're even at work. Like, of course, if you're a trader, you keep making mistakes, you're gonna get fired. But in this work we do, retail traders, working with our own money, every mistake we make, we're gonna pay for. It's a pretty rough industry to be in, so discipline is super important. Like, otherwise you will get nowhere. And I also I'm an entrepreneur. I started many companies in the past, and my way of learning was just to do it. It doesn't work with trading. You have to really learn before, and I learned with like just doing it. And I started like that without knowing much about the markets. I started trading, and I learned that it doesn't work. You have to really learn. You can practice a little bit, but just know you don't dive in straight away with all your money or a lot of money to learn. Patience is important.
Well, what you said was, patience is key, and taking the slow road is probably the best way. And that's exactly what I found in trading. Just consistency, and take the road that seems like it's going to be boring. I was talking about this yesterday, where I would lose a certain amount because I didn't obey my rules. And you said that's the worst day. That is the worst day. And then, I would start thinking about how long it's going to take to get that money back. And let's say it was 2 weeks. So now I now have that in my head that it's going to take me 2 weeks if I trade with my normal pace, how long it's going to take me to get that back. And once I believe we do that, we're failing. We're already set to fail.
Yeah, it's don't think about those things, because you will drive yourself crazy. There's not much you can do. It happened. We lost the money at some point. Everyone, or the traders, they're starting. Just every day is a new day. As I said, in trading, don't try to bring the traumas from the past. Just learn from it and learn. And it's super important to journal with the trading journal. There are great ones out there. I personally use TradeZilla, for example, or you can use a paper and pen. It doesn't matter, but it's super important for you to use and write down what mistakes you made, what you traded, or have a spreadsheet and write down all these things. People don't want to do it, but otherwise it will be hard to make the research and understand what you are actually doing right, what you're doing wrong, and what you need to fix, what needs to get better,
Mike, the blind trader, has a good point. You have to love what you're doing. You have to love doing this. And I think that a lot of people, they think that this is going to be some quick, easy money, maybe a get-rich-quick scheme or something like that. And that's the exact opposite. This is something that we have to be dedicated. I mean, like you said, extreme discipline. And basically, I believe people like you help encourage me to recheck myself. And that's one of the best things about having everyone in the community. And I appreciate you coming on with us and going through all this. But Lia, where can people find you? Where do you normally share all your information?
So I'm mostly active on Twitter, Lia The Trader, and I also have a YouTube now. I started a new YouTube channel, which is just very, very new, but I will be uploading a lot of videos there. My webinars from next week, I will do a lot of free webinars. I just do everything for free. So I will be there, YouTube and Twitter. I have also Instagram, Lia.the.trader. Sadly, it's not the same as Twitter, but I'm there as well. So yeah, people can find me on social media.
Well, I really appreciate you joining us here. I know that we had set this up for a shorter time limit than what we've even went right so far, but I will make sure that we get the links in the description so you guys can check out Lia's Twitter and TikTok and anything else that you have going on. Yeah. Lia, if you're interested, we would love to have you back again. We could talk about greed, no purpose, and FOMO.
Awesome. Yeah, would love to come back. Thank you so much. And also, I have a free ebook you guys can download if they want to. It's also on my Twitter in the bio. It's free. It's mistakes that new traders should avoid, or even traders they already trade, to not destroy their account. So it's for free. It's for download. And thank you so much for having me, Andy. Thanks.
All right, thanks so much for joining me, Lia, and we'll make sure we have those links in the description. Again, go follow Lia on Instagram, Twitter, everywhere that you can find her. And I look forward to speaking with you again, Lia. Thank you.
Me too. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Order filled. Check us out.
I know what time it is.
This is the Mighty Soldiers exclusive.
Yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it.
If you wanna take it to the streets, let's get it. If you wanna take it to the booth, let's get it. I'm about to take it to the top, let's get it. We ain't never ever gonna stop, let's get it. You ain't never heard nobody spit like this. Call the paramedics when I get like this. Front page news when I wreck like this. this. Hop in the booth and I wreck that shit like,
If you with the squad, then you already know what's up. It be going down, but my account is going up. I'm about to make another 100,000 bucks. Rolling up that chain, I'm about to take another puff.
Hold up, I made a killing, now my pockets got swole up. Independent, now I'm taking over. I'm a lot richer, you a lot broker. I'm a pot smoker, stockbroker, blowing up like a supernova. On my mama, I was born a soldier, the best in the game, man. I thought I told you. If you wanna take it to the streets, let's get it. If you wanna take it to the booth, let's get it. I'm about to take it to the top, let's get it. We ain't never ever gonna stop, let's get it. You ain't never heard nobody spit like this. Call the paramedics when I get like this. Front page dudes when I wreck like this. Hop in the booth and I wreck that shit like, I am unstoppable, I can do anything I ever wanted to. Never did anything they ever wanted me to. Got on my side and I'm not gonna lose and they not gonna win. I see them, the haters, it's all cause I'm getting dollars again. Commas on commas, I'm buying the dip. The market is dropping again.
I can see him hating from the sidelines. If you see a hater, tell him bye-bye. Watch my money grow, 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 grow. And my wifey like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa, somebody better stop me cause there ain't no competition and I'm coming for the top position. Obliterating the opposition every time that I jot it in the composition. Everybody wanna stop and listen cause I bring it to you hotter than the oven in your mama kitchen. I'll be getting here like a politician. I'ma get bread when you stack looking taller than Scottie Pippen. Ain't nobody ready for the Armageddon when I pop the clip and I ain't playing. I'm spraying you brain, I'm bringing the pain like Damon Wayne. You disappear like David Blaine. I'm dropping bombs, Saddam Hussein. Stop and aim, pop you lames and pop champagne. I ain't playing so stop the games, you know the name. If you wanna take it to the streets, let's get it. If you wanna take it to the booth, let's get it. I'm about to take it to the top, let's get it. We ain't never ever gonna stop, let's get it. You ain't never heard nobody spit like this. Call the paramedics when I get like this. Front page dudes when I wreck like this. Hop in the booth and I wreck that shit like,